Why not? We'll talk about it very soon, but before that, I guess this is the very first time I'm interacting with you. So I want you to tell me your brief introduction, then we'll continue.
Oh, yes, I forgotten. Oh, okay. So as you can see my name on the display, my name is Praman Madisya, and I hail from Gorakhpur city, Uttar Pradesh. If I talk about my educational credential, I have done my bachelor. Apart from these, right now I'm working on my communication skills, and that is why I'm here. And also I have a YouTube channel where I upload conversational videos. So that all sort of things about me. Thank you very much. And of course, I would love to know about you as well.
Sure, why not? I would be more than happy to introduce myself. Well, my name is Shiv, and I born and brought up in India. My native place is Uttarakhand, and by profession, I'm a Central Government employee. As far as my academic qualification concerned, I'm done with my master in English, master in commerce, and this year I'm pursuing a master in economics. This is my final year. In addition to this, I do teach English to beginners and intermediate speakers through different online applications, and I have my own YouTube channel by the name of English with Teachership. So that's all from my side. And now you are fully allowed to ask your questions. Please go ahead.
Sure, sure. So, first of all, you have done so many masters in so many different subjects. So, congratulations for that. And now you are pursuing your master in economics.
Thank you.
That's also great achievement. And it feels like that you never want to rest on your laurels. And such a great personality you are, sir. I have seen your videos, as I mentioned earlier, on your YouTube channel. And when I watch your videos, the kind of accents that you use is really, really fascinating. So I would love to know that how did you learn this kind of accents? Have you joined any kind of institute? Or you have learned it by your own? Or maybe you have learned it by watching videos on the YouTube channel. So I would love to know that how did you learn? And if you have to teach somebody who is not native, then how can you teach me? Like if I am asking to you that teach me that accent, so how you can teach me? But before it, tell me that how did you learn it?
That's a very nice question. I must say that, and I'm really thankful to you that you have asked this question to me. Coming back to your question that how did I learn this accent? So I will give you an answer, but it could be quite complicated for you because very first thing, I don't believe that I do have any accent. But still, people consider like I have a different accent, way of speaking, and everything is entirely different from the way Indian speakers speak English. So when I started my journey of learning this language, I used to use one application, and there I've talked with many native speakers around the world. Most of them are from the United States and United Kingdom. And just because having a conversation with them, I got an influence of the accent on my spoken English. So that's the first reason. Now, second reason is I have been learning IPA, International Phonetic Alphabet, for the last 1 year, and in order to improvise my pronunciation. So that could be a second reason that my way of speaking is a bit different from the way all Indian people and average people speak English. And third thing I want to say that I never ever try to learn any accent, neither American nor British. In fact, the accent which I'm having, I don't even have any name for it. I do consider this accent as a natal accent for myself, as I have developed it from my own and on. And last but not least, I don't even believe on accent and all. I always believe on correct pronunciation. If you know how to pronounce the word correctly as it should be pronounced, so that's more than enough. We should not be stagnant and rigid with accent and all because accent is something which is a style. You can say it's something which you are giving a fancy cloth through something, right? But when it comes to pronunciation, it's a very mandatory thing that one should has to cultivate in themselves. Now, the second question you have asked me, like how you can learn this accent. So I'm not sure about my accent, but if you want to learn American or British accent, so there are some steps that you need to follow in a systematic manner. Rule number one, you have to select one accent for yourself, which you want to adapt and acquire. It could be American, British, Canadian, Australian, Cockney, depends on your choice. Right now, rule number two is the accent which you have selected for yourself in order to acquire. You have to talk with people from the same accent. For example, if you have chosen American accent for yourself that you want to acquire, you have to talk with native speaker of English from United States. And for that, you can use different applications like Omega, or there are so many others, right? Because the more you'll talk to them, the better you can observe their lip sync, the way of pronouncing the word, the way they articulate they have some slangs, the way they have voice modulation and everything, right? How they speak some certain words in their own style, and you're going to imitate them. Now, rule number three is that you can go for IP as well, as I've been learning it for the last 1 year. So, for instance, if you want to learn American accent, you have to learn American IPA. That's all about 44 different sounds, where there are 24 consonant and 20 vowel sound, which you need to learn. And each and every single sound has a different enunciation. So that's the third thing. Now you can search about it on YouTube or Google. From there, you can learn what is IP all about. Now, coming back to the fourth point is shadowing technique is the best technique that you can adopt in order to learn any accent within such period of time. Because once you are going to visit YouTube channel, there you can write it down shadowing technique, and you'll find a lot of videos over there that you can uh, find based on shadowing technique. From there, you can start shadowing to native speakers of English, right? Now, rule number five is that is called connected English. Connected English is something which consists four different parts. I'm not going to deep down on those parts, but yes, or sometimes they merge two different sounds and produce new sound. Sometimes they drop sound, sometimes they add sound, right? So this is how all based on sound. For example, usually say in India, I am a boy. They don't say I am a boy. No, they mix I am a in one sound like ama, I'm a boy, I'm a boy. They don't say I am a boy, I'm a boy. Now, last but not least, sometimes they use slangs as well, which I don't want to prefer to learn anyone. For example, going to, gonna, want to, wanna, right? So it depends. So these are some steps that you can adopt and acquire in order to learn any accent. And last but not least, if you are literally serious about learning an accent, you can find a mentor, a coach who is really proficient in that accent. You can find so many online tutors who have a great command and hold on this accent, and they can teach you in a very systematic way. That's all from my side.
Okay, interesting, very interesting. It took a moment for me to understand whatever you have said, but finally I acknowledge all over the points that you have mentioned step by step. Whether it's joining any course or whether it's watching videos of shadowing, abbreviation, and some other techniques as well. As you said, that you need to join any mentor who is expert in their field, who is proficient. So, do you also teach online, like British accents or English language? Do you teach? Do you have any platform, or you are on any different platform that you can mention here?
Well, honestly speaking, I don't teach anyone, neither online nor offline. I love to share my knowledge among all aspirants, whosoever are literary, inquisitive, and enthusiastic, in order to acquire this language. I never try to teach an accent to anyone because, as I shared before in my initial conversation, that I don't prefer to adapt an accent. Well, I do prefer to improvise your pronunciation. Because accent has some limitations. The one who has American accent could be understood by only those who are acquainted with American accent. On the other hand,
Mhm.
if you have a correct and authentic pronunciation, if you have a clarity in your pronunciation, you have a good level of articulation in your voice, so anyone can understand you in the same way as you want to make them understand. Now, no matter from which part of globe he or she belongs to, he can comprehend you in a very easy note. So that's all I can say about it.
Okay, so how to improvise our articulation? That as it is very important in case you want to do storytelling, and conversation, the storytelling plays a very important role, and articulation of thoughts is very, very necessary and mandatory. So, how we can just improvise our the way of articulation? If you can suggest something.
Mm, Yeah, well, that's a very nice question because when it comes to articulation is nothing but secret or mystery of three C's. Now, what are these three C's? Number one, that is called clarity. Number
Okay.
two, that is called completeness. And number three, that is called correctness. So these are the three C's which we need to keep in accounting while speaking English. Number one, clarity. Now, when I'm saying clarity, what do you mean by clarity? Clarity in your voice, clarity in your pronunciation of each and every single word, clarity in your thoughts, what exactly you want to convey, clarity the way you produce different sounds, and clarity includes the clarity of your voice, which you have. It means you need to work on your mouth muscle, the way you use your lips, your tip of tongue, and your teeth, and every single step, right? So, if I've seen many times, people are most of the time in hustle bustle. They just want to complete the sentence, no matter whether the words came to that sentence, they pronounced it correctly or not. No, I would suggest you can take a complete time. You don't need to speak fast, right? But try to speak clearly so that people can easily understand you as you want to make them understand. Now, second, when I'm saying correctness, it means do remember whenever you are speaking, try to give preference to your correctness. Whatever you are speaking, it should be correct. Don't even try to give any false information, right? Otherwise, it can reduce your articulation level because you would be not that much confident about giving any false information as compared to any authentic information, right? So that is called correctness. The last one is completeness, which means whenever you are speaking, try to speak completely. Don't keep your sentences on half, and don't even try to give incomplete information to anyone, because if you are going to do that, no one will believe on you because you have provided incomplete information to your audience, right? So these are three C's of articulation that one speaker has to keep in accounting while speaking English. Yeah, I'm done. Over to you.
Wow, great. So you said that you have to follow three C's, that is clarity, correctness, and completeness. That's very important in case you want to do a better articulation of your way of speaking. And I'm pretty much confident about the fact that this video is going to be, very, very helpful for so many people out there who want to really work upon their articulations or the myth about accents that they have, that they think like that the accents can only be learned by taking courses or something like that. But you told that so many ways of uh, gaining the mastery over accents as well. And the last but not the least, can you just switch your accents from British to Indian? Is it possible?
Sorry, it's not possible for me. I have said to you that since I started learning this language till now, I've been speaking the same way, honestly.
Oh my
The
God.
only difference is in my initial days, I used to make a lot of mistakes when it comes to grammar and all, pronunciation. Sometimes I was not getting words in my mind when I was speaking English or I was explaining a topic. But these days, that's based on my perseverance and hard work I have done so far. I can speak English in a moderate way, which means I'm not saying that I'm perfect because I'm not, and no one is perfect in this whole world. There is always space for improvement everywhere in every single skill and art or every single thing that you want to do in your life. But in my case, if someone will ask me, like, you have to switch your accent from the way you are speaking right now to an Indian English speaker, Sorry, I can't do it. If you meet me in my real life, you will come to my home and you'll start talking to me in English. I'll speak in the same way as I'm speaking right now. All right. Okay, fine. It can when it comes to Hindi, तो ऑब्वियसली मैं इस तरह से बात करूंगा जैसे कि मैं अभी बात कर रहा हूँ. ये थोड़ा आपको बिल्कुल इंडियन जैसा लगेगा, नॉर्मल इंडियन का है जैसे हिंदी हम बोलते ही है ना. बट अगर आप बोलेंगे कि मुझे इंग्लिश का वो साथ सर्च करना है तो सॉरी आई कांट डू दैट बिकॉज I'm being trained in the way I am speaking right now, not intentionally but subconsciously. All right, and whenever I'm speaking to anyone, I would try to speak in the same way as I'm speaking right now, no matter whether he is from any native speakers country or from our other country. All right. So, but yes, as I said before, that the way I'm speaking right now, I hope you can understand me because I don't have a pure American or pure British or any other foreign accent. I do have an influence of the accent on my spoken English, but it's something I would say a very neutral accent, which I have improvised for myself since I started learning this language. Yeah, that's all.
Uh, yeah, it seems pretty natural because this is the way that you have learned this language, and that is why it seems pretty natural.
I
Because
agree.
it's some it's sometimes when people try to grasp and try to speak like British accents, if they don't know how to speak, they often get into trouble. So this is something that I really observe all over the seasons, that your complete season was like in a one tone, one in a one British accent. It's completely a British accent, I think so. And by the way, I think I have done more than 100 seasons, and this season is one of the best seasons that I have ever done. Thank you very much for giving your time. You're giving your valuable time. I have learned so many things in free of cost, because I think there's all things. If I want to learn this, I really need to pay somewhere else. And I'm really very very grateful for your valuable time. So thank you very much.
You're most welcome. In fact, I would consider myself as lucky I got a chance to talk with you. And this is how we can learn from each other. We can learn all together because, as I said before in my conversation, that no one is perfect. We do have flaws. We have some loopholes which we need to keep it accounting and we need to work on that. Then only gradually we can start speaking English like flawed as a speaker, right? Secondly, I've seen many times people are not more into learning English, rather they want to learn accent and all. So my message for all of them is very simple. First, try to standardize your spoken English to that accent where you can speak English with anyone around the world without hesitation, shyness, without making a mistake, without stucking and fumbling at all. Once you reach on that level, then after you can go for an accent. Do remember, learning an accent is not a typical task. Anyone can do it. But using that accent is an art. You need to remember with whom you are talking, what's your audience, and accordingly you have to use that accent, right? So it's better just try to love your own accent, whatever you have. You don't need to pretend someone, you don't need to imitate someone. Be yourself, be real. And it's not like if you're speaking an Indian accent and you'll get a chance to talk with native speaker. They can understand. They can because I've been talking to them. Being Indian, if I can understand them, they can understand me. That's totally fine, no matter which accent I'm following. Right. So thank you, brother, for giving your precious time and matter to conduct the session. I've enjoyed it a lot. It was really fruitful, remarkable, and phenomenal conversation with you. I've enjoyed it a lot, and hopefully you as well. So some other day we are going to talk about some other topic and. Bye bye. Take care.
Yeah,
I think this is the time that you are
sure.
about to wrap up the session.
Yeah, surely. Thank you very much. Thank you. I really enjoyed thoroughly. Thank you very much,
Take
sir,
care.
for giving your time. And let's call it a day. And we'll see you again. Have a great day ahead.